Phantom Knights were a tier 1 strategy before, and the deck is still really good even to this day. It's only seeing less and less play because of the release of other better decks in the meta. Phantom Knights are a Dark Warrior Xyz focused deck, mainly on rank 3 monsters, and all the monsters and trap cards have powerful graveyard effects by banishing them. This creates a powerful resource loop that ensures you won't run out of monsters on field. This deck has plenty of space for staple back row, has an in-archetype searchable negate, and it can pop multiple cards in a single turn with Breaksword. We'll go through the cards one by one, the pros and cons, and changes you can make to the deck to optimize it. So first up we have Ancient Cloak. This is your main monster searcher. If this is in attack position, you can change it to defense to boost your monster's attack by 800. This is a really useful turn 1 setup to boost your attack of usually your Levier, but we're not playing this in the free-to-play version. And also the graveyard effect of this card is to banish itself to search a Phantom Knights card. Well, it says Phantom Knights card, but usually you'll only be searching Phantom Knights monsters because the Phantom Knights because it actually says the Phantom Knights, not just Phantom Knights. So you can't actually search the back row because it doesn't have the word in front of it. So yeah, it only searches monsters, usually. And we're playing Ragged Gloves. This is another level 3 Phantom Knight monster. When a Dark Xyz monster is summoned using this card as material, it gains 1000 attack. It's really useful to boost your 2000 attack Breaksword into 3000 attack, so that is a huge improvement in attack. And you can also banish this card from your graveyard to send a Phantom Knights card from your deck to your graveyard. This can send the traps, so you will usually either send the Ancient Cloak to search monsters, or you will send one of the trap cards to banish it itself to revive your Phantom Knights. And our last Phantom Knights level 3 monster is Silent Boots. You can special summon this card if you control a Phantom Knights monster. And also you can banish this card from the graveyard to search a Phantom Knight's spell or trap card. So this is usually the way you will get into your 2 level 3 monsters. You will usually have one Phantom Knight on your field, and then you will use the effect of Silent Boots to special summon itself. And the card you will be searching is actually not in the deck. We're playing the Skilled Phantom strategy. This allows us to add Fogblade into our deck. So most of the time during your first turn, you will be searching Fogblade with Silent Boots, and Fogblade is a really powerful trap. It's like Venus Chain. It negates a effect monster your opponent controls, and that monster cannot attack. And you can also banish this card from a graveyard to revive Phantom Knight's monster. And our last monster is Kagemusha Knight. This is a dark level 3 warrior monster, really important because our skill restricts us to dark warriors. And when you normal summon a level 3, you can special summon this card from your hand. So if you don't have Silent Boots, or if you only have Silent Boots and not the other Phantom Knight monsters, you can still summon itself and make it a rank 3. So we are playing Rhoda because all of the Phantom Knights are warriors. Free World Legacy Clash, it is a cheap staple card that you can use. Obviously, you can use more expensive staple cards for the following flex spots. You can use MST, Book of Moon, Warning Point, IDP, but just use whatever you have. So I'm using World Legacy Clash because it's really cheap. Summon Breaker, it is a field spell that ends your opponent's turn if they summon 3 monsters. And different dimension ground. So this card banishes any monster sent to your graveyard removed from during this turn. So it might sound counterintuitive in a deck that wants their monsters to be in the graveyard, but actually if your monsters get detached as Xyz material, they don't actually count as monsters being sent to the graveyard. So if you detach for any of your Xyz, they actually still go to the graveyard. So that's why we are still using this card. Phantom Knight's Wing is our second target for our Silent Boots. It lets your monster gain 500 attack, and it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects once in this turn. It also has the same graveyard effect with Fog Blade to banish itself from the graveyard to revive a Phantom Knight monster. And for the extra deck, we're playing 2 Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. Usually you will only play 1, but because we're only playing a free-to-play version, we won't play other staple extra deck monsters like Malevolent Sin, so that's why we're playing 2 Xyz Dragons. So it allows us to detach 2 materials to boost its own attack and reduce your opponent's monster's attack. So it allows you to beat over any monster your opponent controls and deal a lot of battle damage. And also this attack boost is permanent, so even if you don't win that turn, you will still have a huge monster on board. And also we have Leviathan Dragon. So we're not playing Levier because this is a free-to-play version, so instead we're just going to make Leviathan Dragon and make it a 2500 attack monster for our first turn. We're playing 2 Breaksword. This is really powerful in the deck. It only needs 2 level 3 monsters. This is the monster that you will be summoning from your extra deck the most. Really good going second. You can detach a material to pop 1 card from both players' fields, and when this card is destroyed, you can revive 2 Phantom Knight monsters from your graveyard and increase their levels by 1. But you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except dark monsters. So the way you will be summoning Xyz Dragon, since it's rank 4, you will be summoning Breaksword first, pop itself, revive your 2 level 3 Phantom Knight monsters, and then make them level 4, and then you can make your Xyz Dragon. We're also playing the Giga Brilliant, and Korbaj is just a decent free-to-play option that you could play. Obviously, if you have Levier or the Dante of Burning Abyss, you could play those cards instead. But this is just a really good rank 3 package that you could play if you are a free-to-play player who don't have those cards. And finally, we have 1 Link Disciple just to get rid of Iblilocks. So this is the free-to-play version. Let's take a look at the expensive version that I usually use. It has 3 copies of the Phantom Knight monsters. As you can see, I'm playing 3 copies of each Phantom Knights because those are really good to have in your hand. Instead of free-to-play staples, we're playing just MST, IDP, and Expendable Die because you're playing a lot of warrior monsters. And your turn 1 board most of the time will be 1 Levier and 1 defense position Ancient Cloak. So you can just tribute your Ancient Cloak with your Expendable Die to pop a card and draw a card. And for the extra deck, it's a bit different. We're playing more expensive options. We're playing Dante to mill cards. We're playing Levier. This is the card that you will be summoning most of the time going first. We are playing Malevolent Sin because it is a dark rank 4, and it is really good to get rid of your opponent's monsters without destroying, because Breaksword only pops cards. So if your opponent has a monster that has a effect when it is destroyed, or if it cannot be destroyed by card effects, you can just make Malevolent Sin and banish it. And we're playing triple Breaksword because it is really good, and you will be able to summon multiple of them during a single turn. And at last we have Nightmare Phoenix, just a really good Blink 2 that you can make. So that is basically the expensive version of the deck. So let's go back to our free-to-play version. So let's talk about the pros and cons of deck. So number 1, this deck is really consistent. So even for the free-to-play version, if you have 2 level 3 monsters in your hand, you usually get to your combo. And 2, this deck has a searchable negate. So the skill gets you a fog blade, and your silent boots can search it. And it ensures that even if your hand is full of only extenders, you can still have at least one negate. 3, this deck has a really good follow-up because all of your Phantom Knight cards have graveyard effects that allow you to banish themselves to search cards. So you'll never run out of resources until your entire deck runs out. 4, this deck has plenty of space for staples. So even for the free-to-play version, you can see we're still playing a whole bunch of staples. So if you have any staples that you have, you can just jam them all in. Cons, for cons, number 1, this deck, while this deck is quite consistent, you still need 2 cards to actually start your combo. So some meta decks have 1 card starters, but this deck doesn't. So if you only have 1 monster in your hand during your first turn, you kind of can't do anything. So you can reduce this chance by running more monsters, but you will have to sacrifice space for staple back row. 2, while Fog Blade is quite strong and searchable, it is still not ideal against some decks like Photons, and especially after Link monsters are out, people can just link away the negated monsters, and you will be left with one face-up continuous trap that doesn't do anything and clogs your zones. And 3, this deck is really, really graveyard reliant. It is not a good idea to have a graveyard reliant deck in the meta with Infernoids and also occasionally magical muskets. So all in all, it's still a really good deck. The main problem right now is that the meta counters it really well. So I will expect the deck to see more play when the meta changes. He's giving me a token. What am I gonna use? What am I gonna do with this token? I don't have generic Link monsters. It's all Xyz. I guess I can pop it with my Break Sword. Yeah, I guess I'll do that. I'll not summon Kagemusha Knight just because I don't have the zones. Oh, he's just gonna activate Canadia. Okay. Do I use Kagemusha Knight? I think I'll just leave it. Yeah. And then I'll get Fog Blade. I'll pitch the Sound Boots to add Fog Blade into my deck, and then I will add it to my hand. Why does he have a delay? Or am I just having a bad connection? He really has a delay. What delay does he have? Does he have White Princess? Anyway, we'll just end turn here. Okay, he has a set card. Oh, he's just tributing my monster. Oh, he's Santa Claus. And then what? Owner's Seal? I'm guessing? No, he's not activating Owner's Seal. He's just ending turn with a Santa Claus for me. I guess I'll draw a card. Thank you for the free draw. Wait, here's the problem. I'm actually clogged. My zone's actually clogged. I can't actually do a lot in this position. I can't make any Xyz monsters because both of my zones are clogged. I really hope I was playing the expensive version. I can just link into Nightmare Phoenix and pop the back row. He's just stalling. He's not even trying to attack. Wait till I draw into World Legacy Clash. World Legacy Clash. Okay, there it is. Okay, now we can actually do stuff. Activate World Legacy Clash. We'll banish the freaking Santa Claus. Now we can do whatever we want. Yeah, he probably has White Princess from all the delay. But that's fine. we can pop the back row, and then we can make the digital bug to spin back the wild hope. And pop the token, and then we'll pop the pop the song wishes. And then we'll normal summon Ragged Gloves. And then card game Musha Knight special summon itself. And then Giga Brilliant. I actually never thought that this card would come up in an actual game. I was just playing random stuff in my extra deck because I can't play Levier and Dante. But I guess Digital Bug is still useful in very specific cases. We now use Cobard to spin back the Wild Hope. And then we can also use the effect of Silent Boots to grab us the wing. And then we'll set the wing, and then we'll just attack for game. And then he'll activate White Princess, so I probably can't win this turn, but I'll get a fair bit of damage in. Then my Santa Claus comes back. Oh, he has Lava Golem. And he's ending turn. Okay, we do a bit of trolling. We activate. We'll let him burn us, of course, and then we'll activate Wing. We'll boost our monster's attack by a tiny bit, and then we'll attempt to go to battle. We'll attack with a Lava Golem, and he's just gonna let us. Okay. Even if that was a White Princess, we would just revive our Break Sword and attack. Okay, weird deck, but I'll take the win. Okay, we're ranking up this time. And we're going first. Okay, 2 monsters, 2 traps. 2 monsters, 2 traps. Okay, 1 trap is fine. That's a lot better than no monsters. Yes. It's a cool background. It's a cool background music. Yes. And this time we're actually going first, so we might win. Okay, now we hope for the best. We're just gonna do the same thing we did last time. Pop the secrets. No, he's not actually gonna do that. He's going to... Okay, let's pop the purple Nightfall. I don't want him to plus 1,000,000 using Nightfall. Ooh, we got MST. And we will just Fogblade the Red Moon so we keep our Levier. Keeping a Levier is actually really useful. So we want to keep Levier at all costs, if we could. Right now, before we flip up our monster, we'll just pop the back row first in case that one of them is a Book of Moon. It's a secret. Yes, we popped the right card. Let's go. We're just too good. I just picked the right card with intuition. Now is he gonna Book of Moon my monster? IDP, okay. Okay. He can't banish my Levier, so I don't know what he's doing. Yes, finally! We're finally winning this one. Yes! Yes! Now we're just overextending because we knew we already won this game. We're just gonna make Dark Rebellion because why not? All that for 160 gems. Was it worth it? Probably. Well, at least I got a lot of content from grinding the KC Cup, so it's probably worth it for me. And I mean, 160 gems are still 160 gems. So I will take gems. I will take them. I know he has grit, so we will sequence our attacks carefully. There we go. Rank up, let's go.